5 easy steps to kill menopausal belly fat. If you're going through menopause and you've noticed that your belly's changing and you're not managing it, you're eating the same, you're training the same, but somehow the midsection is feeling softer, it's tighter against your clothing, and things are harder to shift. That's the point where many women say, menopause must have slowed down my metabolism. But here's the truth, it hasn't. Menopause doesn't slow down your metabolism, it just changes and recalibrates your biology. As estrogen declines, your body starts managing energy and fat storage differently. And for guys, before you're like, you know what, this doesn't pertain to me, one day either your mom or your wife or your daughter will go through this. It's so important that you know this. And once you understand that shift, you can start working with your body again and take control of your belly, your health, and your energy. My name is Michael Diamonds. I'm a medical doctor. I'm a scientist with degrees in biochemistry and microbiology, and your coach. My mission is simple. I want to help women become the best version of themselves, and not just for others, but for themselves, because too often women spend years taking care of everyone. And you know what I'm talking about. Their partner, their kids, their careers, and somehow along the way, they stop taking care of their own health. And I witnessed this firsthand with my own mom and my mother-in-law. Both of them gave everything to their families until their energy, their confidence, and their health slipped away. But once they understood what was really happening inside their bodies and they learned how to eat, how to train, how to recover, everything shifted. And that's why I make these videos. I want to share real science, practical strategies that will allow women to really take back control of their bodies and their confidence. So in this video, I'm going to break down the science-backed habits, 5 of them, to help burn that menopausal belly fat naturally. But before we dive into those, let's quickly look at what's actually happening inside the body during menopause, because once you understand that, everything else makes sense. So what actual changes happen at menopause? So before menopause, women have higher levels of estrogen and progesterone, the 2 main ovarian hormones. Estrogen, especially estradiol, also known as E2, influences where fat is stored. It promotes more subcutaneous fat storage. That's the fat under your skin, especially around the hips and thighs, and instead of that being visceral fat around your organs. And that's why during the reproductive years, most women naturally carry more of a pear-shaped pattern. Fat is stored in the lower body rather than in the belly. And when women approach menopause, ovaries gradually stop releasing eggs and estrogen, and progesterone production drops sharply. And your brain senses the change and it sends stronger signals to try and keep the ovaries active, but eventually they stop responding and estrogen levels fall for good. That hormonal shift changes your body's composition in a specific way. So your muscle tissue starts to decline, your total fat mass increases, and even if the body weighs and stays roughly the same, what's most important is how fat redistributes from the hips and thighs to the abdomen, and what researchers call an android fat distribution pattern. Android simply means central or abdominal pattern, more typical for men. And it's not cosmetic language, it's more a physiological description. And this shift reflects more of a visceral and upper body fat driven by the loss of estrogen's protective influence on the fat distribution and your metabolism. And here's why this matters. Visceral fat isn't just stored energy, it's metabolically active tissue, and it releases inflammatory compounds and hormones that interfere with how your body regulates insulin, blood sugar, and your blood pressure. And that's why after menopause, the risk of insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease rises sharply, even if your overall weight doesn't change much. So menopause doesn't just change the number on the scale, it changes the map of where your body stores fat, moving it toward the midsection where it carries more metabolic risk. And now that you understand what's happening inside the body, here are 5 science-backed habits that help you burn that menopausal belly fat naturally. So step 1 is eat for metabolic balance, not restriction. The first step isn't about cutting carbs or eating less. It's about eating smarter for a body that's changing. So when estrogen drops during menopause, your body becomes less sensitive to insulin, the hormone that moves sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells. So here's where it gets tricky. Your muscle cells stop responding to insulin as efficiently, but your fat cells are still listening. So instead of using food for fuel, your body starts storing more of it, and especially around the belly. And that's why so many women say, I'm doing everything that I used to, but my belly just won't bulge. And one of the clearest studies showing this was a SWAN study. It's a study for women's health across the nation. And it followed 3,000 women for more than a decade. And it found that women, even when their total weight stayed the same, most women gained belly fat and lost lean muscles simply because their hormones changed. So the goal here isn't starvation, it's metabolic balance. And when you eat steadily with enough protein and real nutrients, your body starts to feel safe again and start using stored fat for energy. So let's first talk about protein. Protein is the foundation of your metabolism. So before menopause, you could maintain muscle with about 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. Now, research shows that you need to be closer to 1.2 to 1.6 grams. That's roughly 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Now, that's a palm-sized piece of chicken or fish, a cup of Greek yogurt with nuts, or 3 eggs with a scoop of cottage cheese. Protein will keep you full, it will keep your blood sugar stable, it will protect your muscle tissue, and it has the highest thermic effect of any nutrient, which means your body burns more calories just digesting more protein compared to carbs and fats. So every meal should be high protein. It's like giving your metabolism a workout. Next, I want you to fill your plate with color. Half of your plate should be non-starchy vegetables, and I'm talking about broccoli, I'm talking about bell peppers, spinach, cauliflower, kale, tomatoes. These foods are rich in fiber, antioxidants, plant compounds that help your body produce hormones more efficiently. Finally, don't fear healthy fats. Menopause can increase inflammation, and healthy fats are one of your body's best defenses. So I'm talking about omega-3s from wild-caught salmon, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. And these will help calm inflammation, and it can reduce your waist size over time. They also support your heart health, your brain health, which is extra important in the midlife. So do aim to include make it a point to include small sources of healthy fats in each meal. Drizzle just a little bit of olive oil, a handful of nuts, 28 to 30 grams, or half an avocado. Now, let's talk about timing, because when you eat can be as important as what you eat. Your metabolism follows a natural daily rhythm. It's more active in the morning and in the early afternoon, and it slows down towards the evening. And there's a large study published by JAMA, and it found that women who ate their biggest meals before 3 p.m. lost more belly fat and had better mood and sugar control than those who ate the same calories later in the day. So think of it this way. When your metabolism wakes up, it wakes up with the sun. And when you eat in sync with your circadian rhythm, right, that's your body's internal clock, you're using your body's natural timing to your advantage. So here's how we really apply everything. For breakfast, within 2 hours of waking, make it protein forward, right? I'm talking maybe eggs and egg whites with spinach and avocado on a toast. And I'm talking about whole grain toast or Ezekiel bread. Or you could do a Greek yogurt with berries in there, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and almonds. Lunch, this is your biggest meal. That's when your metabolism is at its peak. A large salad, right? Grilled chicken with olive oil dressing. And when you buy the olive oil, make sure it's in a dark bottle. And we want wild-caught salmon with roasted veggies and quinoa. Now for dinner, we want it lighter and earlier. We want to have maybe vegetable soup with beans, or maybe grilled cod in the air fryer with steamed broccoli, ideally before 7 p.m. And I highly recommend following an 80-20 rule. Eat 80% of the time and enjoy life the other 20%, because perfection doesn't create results. It's consistency. And before each meal, ask yourself one simple question. Does this plate have protein? Does it have color? Does it have healthy fats? And if it does, you're supporting your metabolism in a way that's designed for function. And the reason I'm making this video is because I know that there's a real lack of science-backed menopause content that speaks to people actually experiencing it, to women experiencing it. And if you'd like me to continue to create these videos, breaking down the research in ways that actually help, do hit the video with a gentle thumbs up and subscribe, because I will make more of these so it comes directly to your feed. Okay, now that you know how to eat for balance, let's move on to the next key of the puzzle, which is step 2. I'm sure you've heard it, and if you have, it just means you should do it more. Strength train to rebuild what menopause took away. Most people think that fat loss means hours on the treadmill. It does not. because during menopause, strength training is your secret weapon. So let me paint you a quick picture of what's happening inside of your body. So starting at around the age of 30, women naturally lose 3 to 8% of their muscle every decade. After menopause, that number can jump nearly 10% every decade. This isn't just about looking toned, it's more about muscle, which is metabolically active tissue. It burns calories all day 24/7, even when you're sleeping. And every pound of muscle burns around 6 to 7 calories per day at rest. Now, that may sound like very little, but take all of your muscle and then multiply that by 6 to 7, while a pound of fat only burns 2. Now, when you lose muscle, your daily caloric burn drops, and that's why the scale can creep up even if you're eating the same. But here's the empowering part. You can't stop menopause, but you can rebuild your muscle at 50, 60, 70 and beyond. You will not imagine all the ladies that I've coached that you're seeing right now on the screen who have reversed this completely. And there's research to back this too. One of the best examples is a research paper from the University of Maryland, and they studied postmenopausal women who had never lifted weights before. And after 16 weeks of strength training, twice a week, they lost their belly fat, they gained lean muscle tissue, and they improved their insulin sensitivity by 25%, all without changing their diet or cardio. That's how powerful strength training is. And if you're worried about getting bulky, let me be clear. Without high levels of testosterone, that's impossible. Women typically have about 1/10 of the testosterone that males have. What you will build is a firm, toned, strong, metabolically active body, right? That burns fat around the clock. So the question now is, how do you start? We want to start with compound movements. These are the exercises that train multiple muscles at once, and it gives you the best return on your time and return on your effort. The first exercise, we want a leg press. I look at a leg press as a safer version of squats, because you're not loading your spine. Your spine is more in a neutral, safe position in a leg press, and you can focus all your energy in your legs. And if you're new, maybe start with wall sits. These wall sits will work your entire lower body and your core. Your legs hold your largest muscle group, and training them creates a boost in your metabolic effect. Next, push-ups. These can be wall push-ups, these can be incline or even knee push-ups. They'll strengthen your chest, your shoulders, arms, and even your core. And if you're starting out, begin against the wall and work your way down. And if you watch this video till the very end, I will give you a place to find a nutrition plan and a workout. So just stick around with me. Then deadlifts. Even with light dumbbells, these are gold during menopause. They target your glutes, your hamstrings, and your lower back, helping with posture and protecting you against bone loss, which naturally accelerates after menopause. And then finally, we want rowing movements, just dumbbell rows, chest supported. You can use resistant bands or dumbbells. Rows will strengthen your upper back, improve your posture, and it prevents the rounding shoulder look, especially as you age, right? Now, here's a simple workout. You want to train at least 3 times per week. If you want to start off and you've never trained, start 2. So keep sessions at around 20 to 30 minutes if you're a beginner. Do 3 sets, right? And we want 8 to 12 reps per set. Now, rest for 60 seconds to 90 seconds between sets. And you don't need a gym full of machines. You just need dumbbells, resistance bands, or even body weight if that's enough. And I understand that the gym may be intimidating for the first time, so you can start at home. Now, let's talk about how we progress. This is where real change happens. It's called progressive overload, simply meaning gradually increase the challenge over time. And maybe you add 2 more reps this week, or you add more pounds to the weight, right? And track your progress in a notebook. Write down what you lifted and how many reps. Seeing those numbers climb week after week is pure motivation. I still do it after doing this for a decade. And here's a bonus most people don't know. Strength training can actually help reduce hot flushes. So when you build muscle, your body becomes better at regulating your temperature and balancing your hormones. So every time you train, your body's not just reshaping, it's also supporting your hormones and strengthening your metabolism. And before I continue, If you're a woman who's gone through menopause and you've tried everything, maybe all of this is overwhelming and you want to work with a team of doctors who also understand health sciences, who train, who know how to get in amazing shape, I invite you to work with me and my team at Sculpt by Science. We have a dedicated team. We have orthopedic surgeons. We have functional doctors on the team. I am involved. You'll see me every weekend. Apply to work with us at Sculpt by Science. If you are ready for a transformation now, maybe you have a holiday coming up. If there's a lot of things in your way, then let us know then. Maybe just take action on this video. But if you're ready to make a transformation now, I invite you to apply. By the way, this video exists because of your comments. When women tell me that they're feeling frustrated, like nothing works anymore, I truly get it. I watched my own mom and countless clients go through this. So let me know, what else are you struggling with, or what else can I answer? Let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to make videos about it. That's where I've gotten a lot of these ideas. So let's move on to step number 3. Move daily and mix your cardio intensities. If strength training builds the engine, daily movements fuel the body, fuel your system running, and it allows it to run smoothly. So these are a few things that may surprise you. You don't need to kill yourself with cardio to lose belly fat. In fact, too much cardio can backfire during menopause because you're raising cortisol. Your body is saying, hey, why am I stressed? It will raise cortisol and make your body cling onto belly fat even harder. So we need to find a sweet spot, which is a combination of gentle movement like walking and then strategic bursts of high intensity. So we'll start with the gentle movement, the foundation, and that's walking. And now I know it's not very exciting, but I will show you how to make it exciting. One of the simplest and most effective tools for your metabolism. There's research published in the Journal of Physical Activity and Health, and it found that postmenopausal women who walked between 8,000 and 10,000 steps a day had 15% less visceral fat than those who walk under 5,000, which is massive. And it doesn't require a single gym membership or location. But here's the trick. It's not about one long walk. It's about thinking of it like movement snacks through your day. Try a 10-minute workout here and there where you go on a walk. So after each meal, walk for 10 minutes. And this simple habit can lower your blood sugar response by up to 30%. And remember how we talked about insulin resistance? This directly fights that. So when you walk after eating, your muscles soak up your glucose from your bloodstream with no extra insulin needed. And that's natural blood sugar control in action. And I have clients who swear by this. It's a non-negotiable. Breakfast, a quick walk around the block. Lunch, walk to the mailbox and back. Dinner, a walk with your partner or maybe your dogs. And that's just 30 minutes of movement. That doesn't need to feel like exercise. Now, let's add some sauce. Let's add some magic, right? High intensity interval training, right? HIIT. And there's a 2017 study that was published in the Menopausal Journal, and it compared steady state cardio compared to high intensity interval training to postmenopausal women. And the HIIT group lost almost twice as much belly fat in the same time. So here is why HIIT works so well after menopause. It has an afterburn effect, which means your metabolism stays elevated for hours after. It also improves your mitochondrial function. And your mitochondria are basically the power plants in every cell of your body, and it boosts your growth hormone, which will help preserve muscle tissue and burn fat. And here's an important note. Those long 60-minute elliptical or steady state sessions that you're doing, unless you truly love them, you can let them go. Long, moderate intensity cardio can actually raise cortisol, make you hungrier, and that happens especially during menopause. Now, that combination can make belly fat harder to lose. Instead, we want shorter sessions with varied intensity, and this will be better for your hormones, better for your energy and your sanity. So I'm gonna wrap this up for you in a HIIT plan. We want 1 to 2 sessions per week, never on consecutive days, of 15 to 20 minutes total. Right? So we want 1 minute of hard effort followed by 2 minutes of easy recovery, and repeat that for 5 to 8 times. Hard effort doesn't mean sprinting like you're being chased. It just simply means breathing hard, but still being able to have short sentences and a 7 out of 10 on the effort scale. Now, you can do this walking, maybe a brisk walk up a hill for a minute, and then you pace down slowly for 2. Or you could do it on a bike, right? You pedal harder for 1 minute, and then you cruise for 2 minutes, even in your living room. March or jog in place quickly for 1 minute, then recover for 2. And the beauty of HIIT is that it works with any activity that you enjoy. Swimming is another amazing one. The only challenge with swimming is that you need to go to a pool, but swimming is amazing for women, for everybody. Now, movement is medicine, the dose doesn't matter. Too little and nothing changes, too much and you raise your stress hormones. Find the sweet spot, enough to feel energized and not exhausted, and then pair that with walking. And your body isn't asking for punishment, it just wants consistency. And now that you're moving daily and training smart, let's talk about the piece that most women overlook completely. The one that determines whether all this effort actually shows up on your body. Step 4, recover like it's training. This might be the most important and the most skipped part. During menopause, your body's stress response completely changes. And before, your estrogen acted like a natural buffer. It kept your stress hormones in check. But now that that buffer's gone, every stressor, work, family drama, even your workouts, hits your body harder than before. And when cortisol, your main stress hormone, stays high for long, it sends one clear message to your metabolism. Store fat for a rainy day, things aren't safe. And where does it store it? Right in the belly. And it's your body's survival mechanism. And your body is trying to protect you from keeping your energy close to your vital organs. So if you're eating well, you're training hard, and you're still not seeing changes, it might not be your food, it might be your recovery. And let's start with sleep, which is a reset button for your metabolism. During menopause, sleep can be a little bit of a battle, and the nights get warmer and your mind feels busier, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. again. And it's frustrating because sleep isn't just rest. It's when your body resets, balances, and recovers. This is the same issue that my mother-in-law was dealing with. And when you're not getting enough of it, everything from your fat loss to your focus just feels so much harder. So what actually helps? Number 1, cool your environment. Your body needs to drop its core temperature to fall into deep sleep. Keep your room between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Use breathable cotton sheets or moisture wicking pajamas, and keep a fan nearby for if those hot flushes are waking you up. Something I recommend to all my ladies, it's on the more expensive side, but such a good investment. It's called an 8 Sleep. It's basically an air-conditioned mattress that will regulate your core body temperature, and it will detect, okay, if you're about to have a hot flush, because it can see if your body temperature is raising. I have an 8 Sleep. I've had it for the last 2 years. One of the best investments, just because normally you're covering yourself, but having it in your mattress can control your body temperature. Number 2, we want to support the body with magnesium. I'm talking about 200 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate an hour before bed. This will help calm your nervous system. It will reduce your night sweats, and it can support your blood sugar balance. We also want to create a wind down ritual, right? About an hour before bed, dim the lights, put away your screens, do something relaxing, maybe journal, maybe read, right? Read the Bible, maybe take a warm bath with some Epsom salts. And this will signal to your brain, we're done for the day. And our bodies are creatures of habit. You know this. And what I want to recommend is what I call the 10-3-2-1 rule. So 10 hours before your bedtime, no more caffeine. So if you intend to sleep at 10 p.m., midday, no more caffeine. 3 hours before your bedtime, no more food. So 10 p.m. bedtime, 7 p.m. is your last meal. 2 hours before bed, no more liquids. So that means at 8 p.m. with a 10 p.m. bedtime. And then 1 hour before bed, no more screens. And you'll be amazed at how much this alone improves your sleep. And if you wake up at night, don't panic. Don't check your phone. Just breathe deeply, right? Maybe if you have to use the bathroom, then that means maybe you should stop drinking water sooner. Stay in the dark and let your body rest. Now, let's talk about stress, which I like describing as this invisible weight on your shoulders. Now, you can't eliminate stress altogether, but you can train your body to handle it better. And here's what makes a real difference. And I do this with all of my clients. It's breath work. You can try this technique, 4-7-8. Inhale for 4 seconds, and try it as I'm saying this to you. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds. So hold it inside for 7 seconds and exhale. This will really control your heart rate. And do this 3 times whenever you feel stressed. What this does is that it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's natural calm switch, right? This is your body's rest and digest mode. And within minutes, your heart rate will slow and your cortisol levels will drop. And we also want to practice mindfulness. You don't need an hour in silence, just 10 minutes a day. Observe your thoughts without judgment. This can lower your cortisol levels and it will improve your focus. Apps like Calm really helped me with this. It changed my life. I wouldn't have been here talking to you in the capacity as a medical doctor. Another app is Headspace, right? To get things started. You can also do gentle yoga. This one is underrated. Practicing restorative yin yoga twice a week can improve your belly fat and your sleep. And it's not about sweating. It's about signaling safety to your body. Schedule recovery like you schedule your workouts. And if you can make time for training, you should make time for recovery because that's when the real progress is happening. Sunday meal prep, add some Sunday relaxation. Tuesday training, add 10 minutes of stretching or deep breathing after. Recovery isn't what you do when you have time. It's what you should do that makes everything else work. So now you're fueling your body. You're training smart, you're moving daily, and you're giving yourself recovery. There's one piece left. This part turns all of this into a real lasting change, and that's consistency. Step 5 is stay consistent, not perfect. This is the step that holds everything together. And honestly, it's where most people fall off because we've been conditioned that a transformation means that you need to be perfect. 6 weeks to a flat belly, 30-day challenges. But this is the truth. Your hormones didn't change overnight, and neither will your body. The women who actually change in this stage of their life are the ones who go through the hardest. They're the ones who keep showing up, and they're the ones who try not to be perfect. They just try and be consistent. So I recommend you start with your identity. Start looking at yourself in a different way, not with intensity. Real change begins in how you see yourself. So stop overthinking that I'm trying to lose weight and start thinking, I want to be somebody who takes care of their body. Because when that becomes who you are, consistency stops being a chore and it becomes a part of you. So the next thing is build your habits into real life. You don't need a whole new schedule. You just need small repeatable amounts. Like while your morning coffee brews, take a short walk. After dinner, tidy the kitchen while you're listening to music and moving. If you're watching TV, stretch on the floor or walk on the walking pad, right? And these are micro routines that add up and your body notices the consistency far more than the intensity. Third, track your behaviors, just not the outcome. So instead of only tracking weight, track your workouts completed, the protein servings eaten, the sleep that you've done, the amount that you've walked, right? And why? Because the scale might not move for weeks while your body's recomposing. And I've had clients whose weight stayed the same for a month. And I just told them, and this is a mantra, it's called by science, trust the process. And then I said, hey, go and try on that dress or try on your jeans. Let's see how it looks. And they're down 2 sizes. And the results may not show right away, but they always do if they stay consistent. And I tell them, hey guys, the science is the science. Science doesn't lie. So as long as you're doing what you're supposed to, don't worry about the rest. And also, guys, expect plateaus. They happen, but we'll navigate through them. And at some point, usually at week 2 to 3, sometimes 4, things might slow down and doesn't mean anything's wrong. You might see a plateau. It just means that your body's adapting. It's getting more efficient and you'll start noticing that pattern that you'll see a whoosh where the weight drops, plateau again, your body's just preparing for the next phase, and then another whoosh. And when that happens, don't panic. Small adjustments, 5 minutes more of walking. Give yourself maybe a little bit heavier workouts, right? Maybe improve your lifts. Maybe try new foods, lighten up your sleeping routine, or try and sleep a little longer. And those small tweaks keep your metabolism so responsive and they keep you progressing without burning out. Now you know the 5 science-backed steps that you need to do to burn menopausal belly fat naturally and sustainably. Each of these steps makes a massive difference on their own. But when you put them together, that's when everything starts to shift. How your body feels, how it looks, and how it performs. And I just want to say this, ladies, menopause doesn't end your strength or your energy or your confidence. It asks you to find new ways. And look, you've spent years taking care of everyone else, your family, your career, your responsibility. Now it's your turn to take care of yourself, and not because of vanity, but because your health does deserve attention too. And when I coach a lot of women through this phase, I always remind them that you're not starting over, you're just starting smarter. And your body isn't working against you, it's just asking you for something different. And when you give it that, the nutrition, the movement, the recovery, and the patience, every single time, it changes things and it improves things. I hope this video helped. Let me know in the comments what video you guys want me to make next. If you need my help, I love taking the first 2 days of a video to respond. Watch this video here. This is another one that's amazing for women. I got amazing response. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.